firstly, I'm back. And if you hear any noise while I'm trying to record this, I apologize. I decided I was going to record this today, and everyone decided they wanted to be loud. So, yeah, that's what we're dealing with. So, I wanted to make this video because, I thought it was interesting. But I thought, why not? I want to do more Avengers stuff because I like the Avengers, and I'm a huge fan of the original phases of the movies, and I was bored, so I thought, why not? So we're doing the original 6 Avengers. Why not more? And why the original 6? Well, because there's a lot of Avengers now, and the original 6 seemed like a safe way to dip into this universe without doing too much too fast, so it seemed fun. If this video does well, then maybe I'll do more with more of the team and more as the stories progress. So some guidelines for this particular ranking: it is the version of them that are in the movie. So any crazy future abilities that they show in later movies, if they don't show it in this movie, they can't use it. And any other headcanon argument that they had the ability the whole time and that they were waiting to use it, it's not going to work here. I'm not going to do it. But with that being said, let's get into the video. We're able to divide this into 2 tiers. The human tier and essentially what lies beyond that. So coming in at number 6 is Black Widow. I know, I can feel the hate already. It was a close call replacing her with Hawkeye, and actually originally had Hawkeye in this spot, and my thought process being that she shows really crazy durability feats in her Black Widow movie. And I know I said that like I couldn't show any crazy abilities from other movies, but there's no indication that she got a crazy injection to make her more durable or something like that. So she was pretty much as durable as she is in that movie the entire time. And originally I was going to have Hawkeye here because of that, but I changed my mind once I realized what the narrative implication of Hawkeye and her is, in that they've always been displayed as rivals and equals, and neither one has been shown to be better than the other. So essentially anything that Black Widow can do, Hawkeye also probably can, in terms of in a fight or just like tactical ops, because they were partners for a very long time, and they've always been shown as equals. So anything that she survived, he honestly probably can too. Number 5 is Hawkeye. So the only reason I'm putting him over Natasha is his range and just versatility. The dude's got an arrow for every situation, and with his precision and accuracy, he's honestly would probably be able to like kill her really fast if he needed to, just on speed of the draw and just the fact that he has a lot more range than she does. So number 4 is Captain America. Now I know what everyone's thinking, Captain America, but this is actually honestly the only spot he could be. He pushes the boundaries of what humans are capable of and has superhuman feats of strength and endurance. But while he's extremely versatile and he's very good, and he's able to use his vibranium shield to honestly more than should be possible, because he essentially just has a big metal frisbee, and he's like the dude's a legend. But I would say that it honestly more comes from his like leadership skills than his actual like skills himself. Well, I don't want to say he's not skilled, but like strength. He's not beating Thor. I'm sorry. Even with the vibranium, like he's not beating Thor. And so in terms of just like strength, he's a lot more powerful as a leader than as a combatant, especially in like the higher tiers of the MCU. And honestly, like he still has his limits, and with his shield he's able to perform on a level like way above his pay grade. So Captain America is honestly, he's dope, he's great, but he's not like the beyond human tier. Coming in right above Captain America is Iron Man. Now it's not really any surprise that he's above Captain America, and at least I'm hoping, because if you really stop to think about it, Tony is very strong with his Iron Man suit and very smart. The dude has ridiculous feats of like destruction and versatility, and honestly any situation he's in, the Iron Man suit can pretty much last. And he was even able to like fight with Thor for a bit before Captain America got between him, and which is good for Tony, because if he didn't, well, Thor would have completely destroyed him. I'm sorry, Iron Man can't fight Thor. Thor is just ridiculous, but Tony is not really a slouch at all, usually using his tech and to overcome basically any obstacle he can. And he showed a lot of crazy feats, not in all of his movies and the Avengers movies. He's very strong and was basically creating world peace for a bit, at least in Iron Man 2, before like everything started getting crazy with that. So now's the hard part. This was the hardest placing on this list. Thor and Hulk have always been slated narratively to be rivals and close in strength, always arguing about who's actually stronger. Now, they've had a handful of fights and each fight had like a different winner, but I do want to break it down. And I'm not breaking my rule about not using like power-up feats from other movies, but I am going to use one of their fights from not Phase 1 to break down kind of their relationship to each other. So when Hulk was fighting Thor in Ragnarok, they were very even. And this is like, they both had weapons, they were fighting, and Thor was completely holding his own. The only reason I bring that up, he didn't have his hammer. Now, that being said, Thor is always stronger with his hammer. And I just thought it was interesting that they were so even when Thor didn't have his hammer. And Hulk started like getting the upper hand on him a little bit and got some really good hits in. Then Thor had to use his ultra lightning god mode to basically one-shot the Hulk. But you could say that Thor wasn't really taking the fight seriously because, you know, he was trying to get his friend out, which, you know, fair enough. But they were still fighting pretty evenly until Thor went like his ultra lightning mode. And then once he used his lightning mode, he basically one-shot him. So let's break that down. Thor was without his trusted weapon and was still able to keep it competitive with Hulk. So I thought that was interesting. And when I rewatched Hulk versus Thor in the actual Avengers movie, I noticed that Thor wasn't doing bad against the Hulk without his hammer, but also felt like he needed the hammer when he was getting serious. But then they cut away and they come back, and Thor is just getting thrown around in that room like crazy. Like, he's getting ragdolled, and the Hulk's really taking him to town, and then a jet interferes and like distracts the Hulk away. So the jet is actually shooting at the Hulk and like hitting him, and the Hulk's just kind of like, I can take these. And the funniest thing that I noticed was Thor actually ran and dove for cover when the jet was shooting at them, and the Hulk was just standing there taking the bullets. And that means that Thor isn't as durable as the Hulk, which is kind of like, if you really think about it, makes sense. But in a battle of like longevity, like the Hulk can take more hits than Thor can, at least in this movie. So because of like the Hulk showing more impressive feats, like literally one-shotting the Chitauri space worm thing that flies. I know Thor did that too, but he had like, Iron Man gave him the assist, and he used his his lightning magic powers to kill the thing. And while it's really close, at least for the first Avengers movie, I'm gonna give this to the Hulk. I think he takes it, honestly. He's just really strong, and he's too much for Thor, at least at this point in the story. And so I'm gonna put Hulk at number 1. So thank you guys for watching this video, and yeah, I'm not really gonna do an outro on this one, so bye.